We started across this saddle and they ambushed us. Well, we pulled back and dug our foxholes, and the guy who was digging alongside of me kept growling at me because my dirt was rolling in his hole. So later on, in the morning, next morning, my friend of mine, his name was Raymond Goodson, and he said, "Hey, Lee," he says, "look at those dumb Japs cutting those trees down up there." So I went over and took his binoculars, and I got down on my knees to adjust them for my eyesight. And what happened was they quit cutting trees down. Well, the next thing you know, wham, you wouldn't even hear the shell whistle. Usually you hear them whistle. It just exploded. It blew him to pieces, and I still don't know how I got my foxhole. And so what happened, the guy alongside of me who was growling at me that night, he had a piece taken out of his side. Well, he screamed for the medics, and he came and bandaged him up. There was another fellow in the hole with him, but never touched him. So the medics got out of his hole to go to somebody else, and here comes another one in. Well, it killed the man. He just bandaged, never touched the other guy. So then the medics rolled over my hole. Another one come in. It took a piece out of his arm about that wide, his right arm. It was about that right across there. So I took my pack. On your belt you have a little medic kit, and it has bandages and it has sulfanilamide powder in it. So I took it out and I dumped the powder in there and bandaged his arm. In the meantime, a guy in the back of me was screaming for medics. He was out of action. He couldn't get back there. In the meantime, another one come in and hit in front of us, and a little fellow by the name of Anthony Baroni from Philadelphia. He was about 5'5". He was a nice guy. Anyway, piece went through his windpipe, through his scalp. The blood came running down all over his head and face. And he went out of that foxhole across the top of the ridge. And then another one had come in, and I'll tell you, it hit in the corner of my foxhole. And if I took a board and hit you across the back as hard as I could swing it, it stung for 3 hours afterwards, a concussion. And I looked down, and there was a hole right close to my arm. It was that big. If my hole would have been that much higher, it'd have took my whole chest off, the shrapnel. But God was watching over me. So it blew my canteens away. It blew my rifle stock in two. And I said to my buddy, I said, "We got to get out of here. We got to go over on the other side of the ridge, because when they're shooting down this way, they can't skip it over. See, it'll explode." So I finally got on the other side of the ridge, dug our holes over there, and there was a path leading up. And I put 2 grenades on each side of the path. Well, I bent the pins in the nighttime, straightened them out, and all I had to do was pull the wire and it'd go off. In the morning, I go down and bend the pins back, and because if you tripped over the wire, it would off, but it did. Well, I went down, I grabbed a hold of one wire, and I bent the pin back on that. When I went to grab the other one, he pulled the line, my foxhole buddy, and the white smoke come out of that thing. Man, I had to get out of there. I run up over the hill, and there was a log there. I threw my body over the log with my rear end up in the air. In case I got a hit, I might as well get hit in the butt, see? So he got a piece in his scalp. And our company commander yelled, "What are you doing over there?" I said, "Oh, Malik tripped over a grenade." So